Oh my goodness gosh. Guys, that's just what I felt like saying. Oh my goodness gosh. Hi guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Um oh my goodness gosh. I am back. I am here to deliver upon that video that I was talking about yesterday. Guys, yesterday we had a oh, not a solar eclipse, but we had a lunar eclipse. Um, yeah, and we had the full worm moon in Virgo. And I looked up the different times, as to when everything was going to start, all the way down to totality, all that different stuff, and I tried to get started on everything, by a certain point. And with that being said, yesterday I I'm saying clocked in, thinking about TikTok. I clocked in for a little bit, and that's like sounding like I'm going to work or something. But yesterday morning, I decided that I would get up and make a little bit of video, um, a video about all this, right? And what you're looking at right now, you see the time 3:33 a.m. And there was something, I'm gonna have to read through my notes here, but there was something that was significant about the lunar eclipse and all that had to do with 3:33 a.m. And 3:33 a.m. is said to be like a certain kind of a time, right? And even the number 333 of course is an angel number. Anytime you have a number and it's repeated like three times, it's said to be an angel number. And it's just, you know um once you once you get the number three times, it just adds to the effect of it, I'll say. um I'll just say that. And so I, saw this time 3:33, and I'm like, okay, 3:33. And then the fact that the solar or the lunar eclipse was happening, we had Tuesday, March the 3rd. So there's a 3. And then we have 3:33 a.m. And to me that made it so much, it made it really, really important. And I wanted to be able to make a video, go live about all this yesterday. And with that being said, I just woke up, early in the morning. I don't know if any of you all were, joined me yesterday. It was like 7:13 in the morning, something like that, when I went live yesterday morning. And I had a good, turnout amount of people that showed up for me. That was like the earliest I've ever went live is, in the morning. I usually go live, maybe usually about 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm like, I got up and I was full of energy, and, that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes when I get up, I'm kind of tired, but I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have like just begin it this way, right? Guys, I was so excited, and I had said that I was going to come back and I was going to make a video later on, for the full worm moon, and I would talk about all this different stuff. Guys, it did not work out that way, and I apologize. I am, from now on, I'm not even going to make, I may come out and say, okay, I might come out and say I'm going to get on later on today or something like that. But for the most part, I'm going to try to stay away from saying, like, making a promise that I'm going to make a certain video at a certain time on a certain day or anything like that. Because anytime I do that, something always happens and I don't get a chance to do it. Like yesterday just turned out to be, I mean, guys, I'm going to ask you right now, how did that solar eclipse, how did it work out for you? What was your energy like? Did you experience, any headaches, or were you feeling sideways? What was going on for you? If you could leave it here in the chat, I would really appreciate it. What I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start reading from some notes that I came up with. And guys, yesterday when I got on in the morning, I was telling everybody that was with me at that point, how excited I was going to be, how excited I was to be able to come back. I was, I was very, very excited about coming back later on, last night to make my video because, oh, I came up with a great video idea. I had so many synchronicities and things that happened. I made notes about it, all ready for my video, right? And right now we're in Mercury retrograde, okay? And I don't know who here believes in Mercury retrograde, if you believe in it or you don't. But I know one thing. The energy for me lately has been crazy jumbled, right? And with that being said, I had made a video. I'm talking about technology here. I had everything laid out in the way that I wanted to bring it out. Had a little bit of a script that I was going to be reading from, or what, that I could just follow along and then have like a story time and all that. Guys, by the time I made it home it wasn't last night. It was like maybe 6 o'clock when I made it home yesterday, 6 p.m., right? And I'm like, I'm tired and everything like that, but I'm wired as well because I want to be able to deliver this message, go live and come and join you guys. So I go and I break out all, my technology and stuff and, thinking that everything's going to be lined up and whatnot. And oh my Lord, everything was so jumbled up. I've said it before. It reminded me of almost like scrambled eggs. Like, I'm like, oh my goodness, I saved everything. I tried to back it up and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to blame it on Mercury retrograde, right? So with that being said, guys, I got really, really frustrated and I was tired anyway. And like I said earlier, I was feeling the effects, I think, because I don't get headaches all the time. Not like back in the day, I used to get headaches. I had to go on medicine for it and all that. But being that I take medicine for headaches, I don't get headaches often. And it didn't matter. I still had a headache yesterday. I had a headache. I felt unbalanced, sideways. Is there anybody else that was feeling that way yesterday? Or are you feeling that way today? Or if you could leave in the chat just how things have been going for you since we have gotten into Mercury retrograde, and then we have this full moon, and then we have the lunar eclipse. Like, how's everybody doing? I want to say hi to everybody. I see a AMX 1970. I see a DLD. Guys, I don't want to pronounce anybody's name wrong. I just want to say what's up to everybody. I see a Beth Martin, a big Texan cowboy. I see a Thunder Galt. Guys, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Guys, I'm going to try to deliver the message that I have to deliver to you guys in the best way that I can. Again, when I came home last night, it was about 6 o'clock. There were, things that I had to take care of, whatever. By the time I got home, I was tired. And then there was a little part of me that was wired because I was excited about being able to deliver the message. I go and I open up, everything, so I could, get started on the video or whatever to go live. And everything, it was jumbled up. So with that being said, it's still a little bit jumbled up tonight. But at first I was thinking, okay, am I going to deliver the message or am I just going to let it go? Because now, we've already had the lunar eclipse. So I was wondering if anybody would join me or how it would go. And guys, being that I had some crazy synchronicities and things like that, I want to be able to share the synchronicities with you guys. And I just want to thank everybody that's going to join me tonight because the solar eclipse is over with. But it's said that when you have after the solar eclipse, you're going to have a time period where you're going to be feeling the after effects. The energy of the solar eclipse is going to last way beyond the solar eclipse. And of course, some people don't even pay it any mind. They just go about their everyday life and they don't even pay it any mind. I know there's probably been so many times in my life where there may have been a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse or things like that going on. And if I wasn't really paying attention to like the news or anything like that, I didn't even know that it was going on. So if I was having the effects from it, I wasn't aware that I was, possibly being affected by it because I just didn't pay it any mind. It wasn't something I was into, but now I'm into these, the different moon phases and all that. And so it's different now. But guys, I hope that you like the picture that I came up with. Um, Obviously, what you're looking at, it says Tuesday, March the 3rd. We've got that energy of the 3 there, March the 3rd, and then 3:33 a.m. Of course, I'm Shadow Girl Sherry. I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my channel's about and all that. I don't want to waste a lot of time, but of course, my channel is called Sunset Songs. My channel is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. The law of attraction is the idea that like attracts like. When you are thinking positive thoughts, you are speaking positive things, you're hanging out with positive people, then you would be attracting that type of energy back into your life, and that would be the positive. That's my idea here. That's why I came out with my channel. But at the same time, I do know that this is a world of duality. So I'll go ahead and say that when you think negative thoughts, you do negative things, you hang out with negative people, and you're constantly, doing that, keeping up with that type of energy, then, more likely than not, you're going to be attracting more negative back into your life. And I don't know why you want to do that. But again, it's all about the journey. So when we're having these negative times and things like that, my idea is that within the community or whatever, we're going to try to uplift each other and transmute the negative energy into positive. Okay. That's my idea. I'll quickly also say that, some people say that, the law of attraction is like witchcraft. If this is going to make you feel any more comfortable, I'll say witchcraft as in consider it this way. Which way do you want to go? Do you choose to walk down a path where you are thinking in the negative thoughts, doing the negative things, hanging out with negative people, that type of thing? Or do you choose to walk down a path where when you wake up in the morning or whatever, do you choose to think, okay, today's a new day. I've been blessed. Some people don't want to say blessed. Some people say blissed, whatever. Enter your own word in there, fill in the blank, whatever you want to say. But just the fact that you woke up this morning and you're here and you've been given another day, guys, that's exciting. Okay. Sometimes I wake up and it's tiring because I'm like, oh man, I'm not ready for the day, but you get what I'm saying. So, but then again, if you can consider yourself to be a little bit witchy, you're into witchy things. My idea is I want to make everybody feel as comfortable here as possible. Okay. So, I'll leave it at that. Now, guys, my channel is called Sunset Songs. Okay. And with that being said, what is a sunset song? A sunset song, I always say this. Okay. A sunset song, I try to refresh your memory if you've already joined one of my lives before, or if this is your first time, then I'll just, tell you what a sunset song is. I came up with an idea of a sunset song because my channel is called Sunset Songs, right? And the idea is right before I decide to make a video or go live or whatever, I try to think of a song that is tailored around whatever the subject matter that I'm going to be talking about within that episode, I'll say. I try to tailor it, the song. I ask my higher self or whatever, play a song in my mind or my heart that is tailored around the subject matter. Okay. And with that being said, there's been a couple of times, sometimes I just hop on and I don't have a song, but tonight I have a sunset song. And I want to tell you the synchronicity about it. I have some notes here and I could kind of tell you, through the notes, but I'm just going to tell you, how I came up with the sunset song, right? Because for the lunar eclipse that we had yesterday and for the full moon, I had a different song that I wanted to talk about. Okay. Because it made so much sense to me, this song that I was talking about. And I love the song, so I'll come back and hopefully be able to use that in another video. But guys, this is the crazy synchronicity, one of the synchronicities that happen, right? And when I tell you about the synchronicity, I tell you this little bit of a story time. I hope you know that you're gonna know that it's crazy that this happened, right? So yes, a couple of days ago, I think it may have been maybe a day before, we had the lunar eclipse. I was, well, anyhow, maybe a couple of days before, I was coming up with my notes, coming up with the notes, everything that I was going to talk about, to deliver to you guys for the lunar eclipse and for the full warm moon in Virgo. Okay. And, coming up with the idea, my information, how I'm going to deliver it to you, laying it out and all that, and organizing it. And I'm like, okay, I also have to come up with a song. And I had already thought of a song. But guys, in the other room, I've said before, I don't live alone. And I have family. And I, it's, playing on, on TV. Okay. There was a movie playing. And I went and was it that somebody wanted me to like change the, get a new movie? Yes. The idea was okay, they wanted to change wanted the to change them, to watch something else. They wanted to watch something else. And I'm gonna go and, take care of that or whatever. And I noticed, okay, the movie that was playing at that point, and it was a scary movie, right? It was a scary movie, and it was later at night, and that was the reason why, you know we wanted to change the watch a different movie. And the movie is called Urban Legend. Okay. And I didn't watch the movie all the way through again because I like scary, movies and all that, horror films to a point. And then it gets to a point where I've seen in some videos and things like that, that whenever energy is like really intense, when there's a new moon, a full moon, you may have heard it yourself. Whenever there's a new moon, a full moon, a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse, anything like that, you really don't, you want to watch what you're taking in. You want to kind of watch out for what you are looking at. What are you taking in? Obviously, the law of attraction, the way I look at it and the way I've, heard it to be in the spiritual community, you always, it's said that you're always manifesting, whether you know it or not. You may not even be into, manifestation and spirituality and all the law of attraction and all that stuff. But it's so said that no matter what, we're always manifesting. And I really do believe that, because there was a point in time where I got into the law of attraction more so when I found out about it, because I've been in my life, there's been times where I've been very, very negative. And when I found out about the law of attraction, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Because when you're thinking negative thoughts, you're pulling that energy towards you. Okay. When you are keeping, people, keeping, company with, people that are the Debbie Downers, the Nancy negatives, the people that are constantly, in that kind of mindset, it seems like those are the people you want to avoid, because you're going to be a part of mishaps, confusion, everything else. You get what I'm saying? So anyhow, so it's said that during these times, you especially want to be careful of what you're watching, be careful of the words that you are saying, all that stuff, because the universe is really listening to you. It's really listening to you. Okay. And the things that you are saying, the things that you are doing, and my cat is trying to come in my room, whatever, in the room, it said that manifestation energy is high, and it's more likely that it's going to manifest fast because the energy is intense or whatever. So with that being said, I'm like, okay, I'm some other time, maybe I might come back and watch Urban Legend, but this doesn't look like, it's not starting out to be the type of movie that I think I want to watch right now. And even late at night, I don't want to watch that kind of stuff, because right before I go to bed, when I watch things, I have a tendency to go to bed and dream about it, right? Like it's something from it's gonna pop up in my dreams or whatever. So I want to keep it on a positive note, okay? So with that being said, has anybody watched the movie Urban Legend? Urban Legend? Guys, I apologize. I am kind of worked up. Had some caffeine and everything trying to, you get what I'm saying anyhow. So if I trip over my words or whatever, I'm just going to blame it on Mercury retrograde and the fact that I am a Gemini. And, the zodiac sign that corresponds, one of the zodiac signs that corresponds with Mercury is Gemini. So we're in Gemini, or we're in Mercury retrograde. So I guess it would have a big effect on someone that is a Gemini. Okay. So I'll blame it on that. Okay. That's making me think of the song Blame It on the Rain by Milli Vanilli. My channel's called Sunset Songs. But anyhow. Okay, guys. So has anybody seen the movie Urban Legend? Now, this was the first time maybe I've heard of it before, and I've heard of urban legends anyway, right? But here's a movie about it, Urban Legend, called Urban Legend. Guys, I'm about to, find something else to watch, and this is the crazy synchronicity. Guys, there's a young lady that in the opening scenes of the movie, she's in a car. She's in her car. And there's some guy that, I don't know what the whole story behind Urban Legend is, right? I could just tell that wasn't the type of movie that I wanted to watch. And I wanted to, make some notes on it or whatever. But I said, I haven't watched the movie. Maybe some other time I'll watch it and then I'll come back and talk about it. I don't know. Because I talk about movies and everything here on my channel, right? And I always find some kind of way to bring it into the law of attraction. But being that, about the energy's intense and all that, I didn't watch the movie. I didn't look up much about the movie or anything, but I just found it to be a crazy synchronicity. So, and I'm just kind of trying to explain to you what the opening scene was like. Okay, there's a young lady that's in a car, and there's some guy, I think maybe she may have gone to a gas station or something like that. And there's this man that comes over to her, up to her car. And you can just look at him and tell him like, oh, this is something scary. It's not, we don't have Freddy Krueger here. We don't have Michael Myers here. We don't have Jason Voorhees here, anything like that. But I can look at this guy and something creepy is gonna be going on, right? And so what happens is, he comes over to this young lady's car or whatever. And I do believe that she was at a gas station. And I could just tell there was going to be something, crazy. This is going to be something scary going on, right? This guy he looks iffy. Okay. And as the young lady is in the car, she's riding, she's playing a song in her car. Guys, the song that she was playing, that's playing in the movie, obviously, okay, in her car, she's listening to in her car, in the movie, whatever, is Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, Total Eclipse of the Heart. I need to make that the sunset song because obviously we're having a solar eclipse. So why not, I looked at this as a synchronicity. Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I'm coming up with notes and stuff for my video about a lunar eclipse. So I'm like, okay, this is a synchronicity here. I'm going to go ahead and make that the sunset song. So with that being said, guys, and you can go and watch the movie, whatever, and you'll know what I'm talking about. The movie is called Urban Legend. And again, there's a young lady this is like the opening scenes. There's a young lady that's in her car and she's listening to the radio. She's singing and I'm listening. I'm like, what? That sounds kind of familiar. What is it? And come to find out the song was Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. So with that being said, I decided that, I had a sunset song that I was going to discuss and, talk about. Now I see a Sherry Tote. I'm not going to pronounce your name or pronounce the name because I don't want to say it wrong, but I love your name. I love your name. We have the same name. So I want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I might seem to be, a little bit off, tongue-tied, whatever. But again, I'm going to blame it on Mercury retrograde. And I'm going to blame it on the fact that we just had a lunar eclipse, okay? So anyhow, so I decided that I would make this song, Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler, the sunset song. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and read from some notes. Anytime I come up with a sunset song, I try to gather information about the song, like the inspiration for the song. Obviously who, performed the song. Okay. What was the inspiration? Maybe a little bit of the artist's background and things like that. But guys, and I had all this great information that I was going to read to you guys, but Mercury retrograde, things, technology went haywire for whatever reason. And I will admit that what I'm working with right now, it's brand new. So I'm learning about it. So maybe I had some, maybe I messed up with some things or whatever. And we're working with, I don't know, but it got scrambled up like eggs, I'll say, right? Okay. So, I'm going to be reading, going down through, the notes that I have or whatever, and just doing the best that I can, because again, it's kind of jumbled up. So just kind of bear with me. So I'm going to see if I can find, I'm going to start from the top. So it might seem a little bit like it's not manicured or whatever, but I've explained, what happened, and just consider this crazy intense energy. And then again, while you guys, I just want to again ask you the question, like, how has this energy been for you? Even think about Mercury retrograde. It wouldn't even have to be about the solar eclipse. How has Mercury retrograde been going for you? How's that been working out for you? Okay. Now I'm going to be reading from my notes. And guys, let me know what you think about, the picture you're looking at right now. I've got the full, the blood moon in the background. I've got, the date. I've got that 3:33 a.m. Of course, this is Shadow Girl Sherry. I came up with, I wanted to have a horse because this is the year of the fire horse. Okay. And Shadow Girl Sherry, am African American. So I had to come up with something that's not exactly, what I look like, but and obviously, guys, I go by the name Shadow Girl Sherry. If you've watched any of my other videos, you already know that at this point, I've been making videos for a while now. And even when I first started making videos, I wasn't going live. I was just, pre-recording videos, and then I would do voiceovers, to some videos and things like that, but I'd never gone live. I decided during the Lionsgate's portal that, I was going to change something up because I don't appear in my videos, at least not yet. And my idea was, for the Lionsgate's portal, of 2025, I really, at some point, I either wanted to go live during during the Lionsgate's portal. I had thought about going live, or, not going live, but coming out and, keep my name as Shadow Girl Sherry, but let everybody know, okay, this is what I look like. And you wouldn't be looking at the silhouette that I have as my avatar anymore. You would see me and you would actually know what I look like. So the time that I chose that I wanted to do that for, my birthday, or I wanted to do it during the Lionsgate's portal, because that's said to be a time where you're supposed to come out and be bold and authentic. And it's Leo energy, and Leo is all of, it corresponds with the solar plexus. That's confidence, courage, boldness. I think when I think about a lion, I think about courage. I think about the color. I think about the sun. I think about colors like gold and yellow, happy colors, right? And but it's just a time to come out and be courageous and bold and step out and be your authentic self. And I am a Leo moon. Okay, I'm a Leo moon. So I decided either I was going to come out for my birthday, or during the Lionsgate's portal, or I wanted to come out during Halloween at that time where everyone else, people are wearing costumes. This is the time where, you go to the store, whatever, costumes are popular at that time, obviously. My idea was, when everybody else is wearing costumes, I wanted to basically take my costume off, which is the silhouette, the shadow. I wanted to take it off, and that was a bit of my costume. And I was going to come out and let everybody know what I look like. Okay. And guys, I want to quickly say also that there was at one point I did a tarot reading for my, well, not a tarot reading, it was an oracle reading. And actually pulled, when I did an oracle reading, I asked the oracle deck, okay, and that's a whole other video, but I asked the oracle deck, who am I? And it actually came out with, when I turned the card over, it was so accurate. It comes out with this figure that is, you know, draped in like, it kind of looked like a, what, maybe, should I call it maybe the Illuminati, or um, someone that's cloaked. It was someone that's wearing a cloak, and it had no face. It had no face. And basically you could see the cloak, the costume, the cloak. And I had asked for, give me a costume. Who am I this year? And who am I at this time? And it was around about the time where Halloween was coming. So that's why I wanted to, you know, explore that with my deck for fun. And it was a Halloween deck. And there were so many different things that you could pick from, but it wasn't necessarily about costumes. Like there were other things like, okay, you know, there's cards like, okay, an apple. There's all kinds of different things that pertain to Halloween that I could have picked from, but it came out and I turned the card over and it actually looked like a costume. And I'm like, oh, what am I looking at? And basically it was someone wearing a cloak, and it was it invisibility? That was the card I picked. So that was perfect for me because I go by Shadow Girl Sherry and I don't appear in my videos. And basically it was telling me that, you know, you're supposed to let people know, you know, shine your light. And I haven't come to do that yet. I'm waiting on some time where I'm feeling more comfortable, and I'll do that, right? But during the Lionsgate's portal for 2025, I decided, okay, am I going to come out, or am I going to be a little bit of a cowardly lion and not come out? I stayed the cowardly lion. I kept that, you know, costume on. But at the same time, because I think people like mystery. I think people like mystery. Mysteries are fun, right? Secrets are fun. Okay. And I'm not hurting anybody. So you get what I'm saying. And it's just mysterious. It's mysterious. So I decided to stay Shadow Girl Sherry. But the way that I changed up was I did decide to go live. And I was very, very nervous to go live. But I did it. You could hear it in my voice how nervous I was and everything. But I'm like, I'm going to do it. Because it was the time to do that. So, and I've decided, you know, I've come to find out that I really love going live, right? Anybody, if you're trying to get into content creation, it's fun to go live. I like it anyway. I thought I would, you know, I still get worked up. I, you know, feel the nervous energy, whatever, but, I do it anyway. And I might be worked up when I first, you know, go live, and then I feel myself kind of calm down. So anyhow, and right now I see different names. I see a king crabber. Yeah, I like that idea myself. I'd like to have some king crab legs. I see a bear. I see a bear. That's comforting. I see a bear. I'm thinking about a big teddy bear right now, and I'm kind of tired right now, but I'm still going to deliver this message. So I hope I haven't, you know, gotten things too jumbled, but basically I've explained what a sunset song is. I've went all off and into a different direction, and I've kind of lost track of what I was saying. Okay, I think I remember what it was. The fact that you don't know what I look like, but with this, you know, video, for the image that I wanted you guys to look at, of course, I wanted there to be a blood moon because we had a blood moon solar eclipse, you know, last night, yesterday, and the worm moon and all that. And this is the year of the fire horse, so you see the fire horse. And you know, I wanted to be the one riding the fire horse, okay? That's not exactly what I look like. But you know, I worked with it, and this is what I came up with. At first I had decided that I wanted to be like cloaked in like a black, you know, like shirt, and you know, then have like a black veil over my face, and it was pants, you know, that I was going to be wearing. It was all black. Then I'm like, wait a minute, this is a full blood moon. I'm going to come out and have a red veil and a red dress, and this is what I came up with. So I hope you guys like it. In the corner, um, you see a tarot card, and I don't know, is there anybody here that is into tarot cards? Like, you're into spirituality, obviously, because you're watching this video. I want to get you guys, I'm trying my best to find a way to get, you know, my viewers to engage more, because this isn't just all about me. I want you guys to engage as well. So I try to come up with like different questions that I can ask you and see who I can get to come out and, you know, play a little bit. Um, you obviously, if you're watching this video, you're into spirituality, law of attraction, all that kind of stuff. And I've often said that I feel like spirituality is like, when I think about it, I feel like it's this big, huge book that you open up, and there's this table of contents, and there's so many different things that you could pick from. Like, do you want to start here? Do you want to jump back to page 54 and start here? Or where do you want to start from with that page of that table of contents, right? So if you could leave in the comments, like, is there something that you're really into right now? Like, is it tarot cards? Is it crystals? Whatever. But I decided since we are in the year of the fire horse and all that, I decided that I wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, the tarot cards that have horses on them. Okay. And I had another idea for a video, and same thing happened. I was coming up with the idea during Mercury retrograde. I'm not going to blame it all on that. I'm kind of learning to work with, you know, the technology that I'm working with. So that's probably it right there. But hey, it is Mercury retrograde. But there is a tarot card. You see a tarot card in the upper right-hand corner. And that tarot card is the Knight of Wands. Okay. Now, I don't know what you're watching this, tuning in to this live, you know, what you're looking at, whether you're looking at some huge screen or if you're looking at this, you know, from your phone or whatever, but that would determine how big the Knight of Wands tarot card is in, you know, the way you can see it. But when I came up with this, I wanted to have that visual within, you know, the image. I wanted there to be wanted the Knight of Wands to be a part of the visual, so I could, you know, have that you could see what I'm talking about, right? And with that being said, it came out small. I think the word knight isn't even spelled right. I think it might say right or something like that. But basically the card is this card, the tarot card in the upper right-hand corner is the Knight of Wands. I decided to go with the Knight of Wands because the Knight of Wands, the energy of that card is like a go get 'em type of energy. Like, it's fired up. It's fired up energy. And even in my notes here, I had laid out information about the Knight of Wands. I don't know how much of it actually got saved or whatever. I'm just going to be working down the line through my notes. And guys, I hope you are going to enjoy this live. I'm going to try to deliver it to you the best way I know how. I often say when things get scrambled up, it's kind of like scrambled eggs, but I like breakfast. I even like breakfast for dinner. When I go to McDonald's, I wish they would keep they would, you know, serve the breakfast menu all day, but you know, they're not doing that right now, I don't believe. But anyhow, guys, I'm just going to try to read. I wanted to let you know everything what you're looking at. Obviously, there's a fire horse, and the fire horse, the hair, the mane, whatever, is made of fire, and I like how this all worked out. So anyhow, I'm going to be reading from my notes, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me tonight, because I wanted to deliver this last night, but it didn't work out that way. But again, I had some crazy synchronicities that were going on. And the way I look at it, when I have a synchronicity, I want to share that synchronicity with you, my viewers, because I feel like I'm sharing it with you. You can gain the energy. You can accept the energy because I'm sharing it with you. And the idea is you didn't have to watch this. You didn't have to join this live. It could have been another live that, you know, Shadow Girl Sherry's popped up on TikTok, and you could have picked another live to watch. But for whatever reason, you are here watching this live. So whatever synchronicities that I share, I'm sharing that energy with you. I hope that you will like type in the comments like claim, so you can claim the positive energy, and just let me know that um that you're feeling the energy or what you think about it. And just if you want to claim it, um it it is, life is an exchange of energy. So I'm giving the energy to you, and I'm just going to say, in order to it's give take and back and forth, and we're sharing and we're on this journey together. So I hope that you will choose to you know type in claim, so claim the energy, because I had some crazy synchronicities. I just shared the one about Urban Legend. I'm watching the movie Urban Legend. Never seen the movie before, and I didn't even pick the movie. Somebody else, family member, it was they had picked it for a little bit, and then it's like, okay, this is a little bit too scary for this time of night. Don't This isn't a movie that I'm feeling. But so we changed it. But the movie's called Urban Legend. I've already said it. If you're joining right now, I want to go ahead and let you know what the synchronicity was, so you can kind of claim the energy. Um, the movie was Urban Legend. I've already said that my channel is called Sunset Songs, where I try to think of a song that's tailored around whatever the subject matter is that I'm going to be talking about. And so I try to come up with a song. And for this episode, I'll say, for the solar eclipse, the blood moon solar eclipse in Virgo, I had a song that I thought of. It was a song that was really fit the subject matter. I'm like, oh, everybody's going to be feeling this. But when I'm watching Urban Legend, or I'm in one room taking notes, I go over into the room where Urban Legend is playing, and on Urban Legend, never watched the movie before, um, there's a young lady in a car in the opening scene, and she's actually listening to the song Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler. So I said, this is perfect. And that's crazy that that synchronicity would happen. So I wanted to share that energy with you guys. Not the Urban Legend thing, but just the energy of synchronicity. Guys, have you had any synchronicities like at this time? Just, kind of let me know in the chat if you would like. Okay, so I'm going to start reading from my notes. The best way that I know how. Might seem a little bit jumbled up, but I'm going to deliver it to you anyway, okay? So let me kind of read through and see what I want to share. Okay. Obviously I'm going to be talking about the energy of the fire horse. I want to talk a little bit about the Knight of Wands, this blood moon timeline, and the raspy soul of Bonnie Tyler. Bonnie Tyler is, she's the lady that performed, she sang the song, the artist behind Total Eclipse of the Heart. Okay, so here in a little bit, I'm going to be coming over my notes that I came up with, about the song and about her. So let me see here. So guys, basically, it's a little bit jumbled up, and I'm going to be reading and sharing the best way that I know how. We had an Aquarius. All this energy started with the Aquarius solar eclipse. We had a solar eclipse, Aquarius solar eclipse that fell on February 17th. So that was like the open door. We're opening the door here, coming into this energy. First, we start out with the solar eclipse. Now we're at the lunar eclipse. But the door, this energy, this intense energy really got started with that Aquarius solar eclipse on February 17th. Okay, so we're deep into that energy, shifting patterns and so on. And I'm going to be focusing in on the energy of Virgo, because right now we are in we just had a Virgo full moon. Okay. I talked about the coincidence with Urban Legend. Okay, the movie. Okay. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the angel number 333. And guys, I even want to share this. And you can go ahead and claim this energy, 333, because I'm sharing it with you. And in order to claim it, I'm just going to say, maybe you will, send me a heart. I love candles. Okay. I'm waiting for people to kind of send me some candles, put candles in the chat. I love hearts. And, let's see. If you want to, I'm just going to say, to claim the energy, just type in claim. Okay. Because this is a pretty good energy. Okay. So yesterday when I came home as well, or maybe not yesterday, the day before the solar eclipse, I'd had a pretty frustrating day, and, someone just come out and said, okay, got home, chilling, hanging out or whatever. And it just so happened that someone just comes out and says, what time is it? And I look at the clock and I'm like, it's 3:33. It was 3:33 p.m. And, guys, it said that whenever these energies, like the full moon, the new moon, things like that, the energy's intense. So there's going to be more, you might notice that there are more synchronicities that are happening all around you. It's just the fact that there are going to be those that notice the synchronicities, and they're awakened. And then there's going to be those that they're not going to see the synchronicities. So, and it's just so sad that you're going to see more of it's most likely that you're going to see more of those types of things, the synchronicities, when there's an intense energy going on around you, right? And like I said, this was the day before the solar eclipse, or the lunar eclipse. And there's a part of the timeline with the lunar eclipse. I know you guys, if you're watching this, you already know about it. Something went down at 3:33 a.m. when it came to the timeline of this lunar eclipse. Something was in that timeline about the lunar eclipse, and it happened at 3:33 in the morning. And we all know that 3:33 is an angel number, but it's also said to have a little bit of energy of the witching hour. Okay, if you believe in that. But another thing about 3:33, you got to kind of look at that number 33 that starts it out, because that's a master number. It's said to be associated with like ascendant masters. It's said to be associated with kind of helping others. Okay. Because you think about ascendant masters. I don't know what you believe in, whether you're a Christian or whatever, but, ascendant masters, Jesus was considered to be an ascendant master, right? I'm not going to go all into what ascendant master energy is, but I just wanted to kind of share that. Okay. But 333 is a master number. And it corresponds with ascendant masters, master number. Okay. 33. I'll also say that even right before today, when I started charging my phone, I had to charge my phone. My phone was at 33%. And I'm like, I'm going to go and charge my phone so I'll be able to go live later. My phone was at 33%. And, my phone also lets me know how long it's going to take for my phone to get to 100%. So here's my phone at 33% charge. And then the amount of time it was going to take for my phone to be at 100 was an hour and 11 minutes. So we've got the number 33, a master number. And no lie, guys, I looked at my phone and, I was worked up earlier because I was mad because, my notes weren't the best. Okay. And I was kind of thinking I wasn't even going to be able to make this video tonight. Like, I just didn't think I was going to be, I was hoping, but I was wondering if I was going to be able to deliver this message. I'm late delivering it anyway, but anyhow, I see that people have joined me, and I want to thank everybody so much for joining me. Because I'm delivering the message, just a little bit late. That's why I titled this the after the fact effects. I think I called this one. I can't see it right now. It's not right in front of me. But anyhow, I think that's what I titled this live. But, again, my phone was at 33%. Wanted to charge it, 33%. And my phone let me know that, I could see that it was going to be 1 hour and 11 minutes, and then it would be at a complete charge. So that's a lot of energy, and I'm sharing it with Rick because he's just joined. I'm sharing this energy, these synchronicities with all you guys, and I'm hoping that you are going to like, click, share, subscribe, all that different stuff. Type the word claim, whatever. Send me a heart. Let me know that you're out there, that you're liking the message that I'm bringing you. And guys, it's encouraging, because I'm trying my best. I want to. My idea is I want to encourage, my listeners. So, and we're in this together. So, anyhow, I've shared the thing about the fact that the other day, it was the day before the lunar eclipse. It was going to be within 24 hours. You see that number. There was a significance about 3:33 a.m. in the timeline of the lunar eclipse. Okay. And here someone had come out in my household and just said, "What time is it?" Just wanted to know what time it was. And it was 3:33 p.m. Okay. And that was a wonderful message, because at that point, again, I told you the energy was everywhere. I was just, there was chaotic energy around me. I was just kind of frazzled. And, I was just frazzled. I was frustrated about different things, especially the fact that my notes, they didn't come out the way that I wanted them to. When I went into these notes, I was so precise as the way I wanted to be laid out and everything. And it got all messed up. I was just like, oh man. Even last night, I had said earlier in the day, I went live just to talk about things a little bit and the way I was feeling. By the time I made it home, it was about 6 o'clock last night when I made it home. And, when I made it home, I went and I was going to get my notes and everything. And here the whole script was just, it was screwed up. And I'm like, oh man, I tried to turn it around and turn around. That's a part of the song, Total Eclipse of the Heart, Turn Around. I tried to turn everything around and it wasn't working. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. I'm wired. I've had coffee today. I'm wired from it and I'm tired. I'm just all over the place. It got to the point where I'm like, I can't deliver this message, the way that I want to deliver it. If I can't deliver it the way I want to deliver it, I'm not going to deliver it at all. And, I didn't feel the best about that, because I said that I was going to come back and, bring the message, but it didn't come together right. So I got frustrated, and finally I'm just like, I got to lay down and take a nap. And that's what I did. So I'm bringing this message to you today. I hope you're going to like the synchronicities and everything that I have to share. So, not going to have everything that I had at first, but I'm like, I got to say something, because there was, I had said that I was going to do it. And then, there were these synchronicities, and I'm like, if I don't get to say every little detail that I want to say, I at least want to share the synchronicities. And I want you guys to get to claim that energy, of these synchronicities. Again, you wouldn't have to have picked this live to watch. There were other ones that you could have picked, but you're here hanging out with me, and I want to thank you so, so much. Okay. So anyhow, let me work down the line here and see what I can find, see what I can make sense of these scrambled eggs. Okay, I'm saying that my notes are like scrambled eggs. This is technology, and it's Mercury retrograde. Okay. So let's see, 3:33. Let me go down here. Okay. Talked a little bit about the Fire Horse and the Knight of Wands. Okay. Right here, this is kind of where I'm going to start. Okay, the Fire Horse and the Eclipse timeline. Okay, and this is from what I gather, right? Okay, the opening. Okay, the 3:33. Okay, 3:33, we're going to say this is a call to action. 3:33. I don't know what you guys think of when you see that angel number 3:33, but I've told you a couple of times about it. How I saw the 3:33 yesterday at 3:33 p.m. Like somebody asked what time it was. It was 3:33, and it made me think about my video. I'm like, I got to get that video out. 3:30. Somebody said 3:33. What time is it? It's 3:33, and then this is the very within hours. Less than 24 hours, we were going to have the lunar eclipse and the 3:33 a.m. timeline. It was a part of the timeline. Um, I wanted to work with this, right? Okay, so I want to share that. Um, okay, let's see here. Okay, so when you see the number 333, it isn't just a coincidence. It's an angel number signaling a period of intense growth and alignment. Okay, again, I'm going to say it. When you see a 333, it isn't just a coincidence. It's an angel number signaling a period of intense growth and alignment. Okay. Um, okay. For us, this 333 energy is hitting it's hitting at a good time because, okay, Aquarius solar eclipse. This is just a good time. Well, it's hitting us 333 because obviously within that timeline of the lunar eclipse, 3:33 a.m. and then we have March the 3rd, 3:33 a.m. Okay, so we got to claim this energy here. Like the universe is communicating. Okay, now some people say that it's not the best to try to manifest during an eclipse, said to be negative energy. And then I've heard other people say that it's an excellent time to work, try to manifest things. Obviously, it's said in the spiritual community that whether you like it or not, you are always manifesting. Okay. The thoughts that you think, the little things you do, even though, you're thinking that you're not being seen, it's kind of like there's a little bit of an eye in the sky or something. Like the universe is watching, and it tries to send you little synchronicities. At least that's the way I see it. And there's lots of people that see it that way as well. Okay. For all this got started up February the 17th with that Aquarius solar eclipse. Now we're working into, obviously from solar eclipse to the lunar eclipse. Okay. And that was an Aquarius solar eclipse that took place on February the 17th. Now we are releasing the old. Okay. And we are refining our routines with that Virgo energy that we're working with right now. Okay. To make room for the heat that's coming. Okay. I'm working with these notes that I had, guys, I had it so perfectly lined up, everything. And here I am, and I'm still going to deliver it to you. Okay. All right. Now I want to tell you a little bit about Bonnie Tyler. Okay. She is the voice behind the song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Okay. Okay. The legend behind the voice. Okay. Just to understand, okay, we are dealing with a transformative kind of energy right now. Like this, when you release something, you are transforming because you're releasing something. And when you release the old, then that leaves space for something new to come in. Like you've changed, right? Okay, so we're just gonna think about the word transformation, because I'm going to tell you a little bit about Bonnie Tyler. Okay, so Bonnie Tyler was born on June the 8th. Okay, and Bonnie Tyler was born on June the 8th, and later on in the notes it says what her real name, what her birth name, was or whatever. But okay, she goes by Bonnie Tyler now. Bonnie Tyler was born on June the 8th. Okay, and we know that she has this iconic, raspy, like soulful voice. Okay. But basically she had to go through something. I'm going to say kind of like through the fire. She had to go through a little bit of, she had to go through something in order for her to get this raspy voice. It didn't start out that way for her. And I'm going to stop and say that right now. Like, sometimes we think that we're going through something, that if it's, we feel like things are falling apart around us. And I think that's even a part of the song, Falling Apart. I think guys, I always try to listen to the song that I think of as, I assign it as the sunset song. I try to listen to it right before I go live. I didn't have a chance to do that tonight. It gets me in the mood, in an alignment with the video and what I'm going to be talking about, to listen to the song that I'm going to be talking about. But tonight I didn't get a chance to do that. A lot of times, especially with this kind of song, I think it would have calmed me down a little bit. It would have calmed me down a little bit. I don't know if I'm talking loud. If I am, I apologize. My idea is to get you hype. I'm going to get you guys hype. But this energy right now is kind of intense and chaotic. So I got to kind of consider that and try to lower my voice, because I want you guys to find my voice to be comforting. So, but I'm talking about the voice behind the song, and it's the voice of Bonnie Tyler. Okay. And I do think that I didn't listen to this song this time, a Total Eclipse of the Heart. I like to listen to the sunset song, the song that I've assigned as a sunset song, before I go live and, make my video. But I didn't have a chance to do that tonight. But I do think that within the lyrics, and I got the lyrics here. I hope that it's copied out right, because sometimes AI will give you the wrong information. And there's been a couple of times I have wanted, to make the sun. Lately, I've been wanting to, have the sunset song, and then be able to have the lyrics of the song printed out and just not sing, because guys, you don't want to hear me sing. Really, I like to sing in the shower, and and that kind of thing, and all that, and get a hairbrush and sing. Let's take a drink here. I like to sing in the shower, bubble bath, and grab a hairbrush, or and sing, but I don't know how many of you guys would want to hear me sing, but some point, just to get you guys to, leave a comment or something like that. Maybe I'll come out and sing sometime, even if it's going to sound terrible. I don't know. But anyhow, sometimes there's certain songs I think I don't sing too bad or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe that's the shower stage or something. I don't know. I don't know. But anyhow, so the thing that I want to say about Bonnie Tyler, in what I'm about to read, is sometimes when we're going through things in life, and when I'm saying going through things, I'm saying like maybe you're going through the fire. Maybe I guess fire can be passion and heat and desire and all that stuff. But we're going to say, like, when you're going through like a chaotic time, like, it just seems like things are falling apart. And again, I do believe that is a part of the lyrics of Total Eclipse of the Heart, the song. Okay. When it seems like things are falling apart, sometimes things are falling apart to come together. I've often seen that, repeatedly in the law of attraction, or the spiritual community, that one of the telltale signs that one of your manifestations, like something you're trying to call or bring into your life, one of the major telltale signs that it's coming your way, that it's about to happen, is the fact that things start falling apart. Because things have to fall apart to come together. It's kind of like the energy is recalibrating. Okay. Things are changing up. Things are falling apart to come together. Things might be leaving your life. But that's making space for something else. Something's coming undone, coming unglued, so that something else can, from the vision board, can take place. I'll say that. Anybody have a vision board, that you look at every day? Just the idea of a vision board. Just a question I'm putting out there. But basically, I want you to consider this: if there's something going on in your life that seems like things are falling apart, right? And again, that is a lyric in the song. I do believe that's a lyric in the song Total Eclipse of the Heart. Okay. This was something, and this is just to remind you to hang in there, because things might seem like they're not working out, but it might be falling apart to come together, right? And sometimes it could be an accident. Some things have been discovered by accident. Okay. Some things were discovered by accident. Okay. And I just want you to remind you of that, in case you're going through something, because I'm going to tell you right now, if it's correct, like if it's true what everybody's saying, and we just came out of that year of the snake, and the symbol, the symbol for last year, the year of the snake, the wood snake, okay, the idea of the number, uh 2025, okay, the year 2025, um when you add 2025 up together, add it up, it equals the number 9. So it made it a number 9 year. The number 9 is associated with change. Okay, it's associated with change, and you know, a symbol for change is a snake. And I don't know if you fear them or not, but think about it. If you were to go outside and see a snake skin, the snake went through a change. Okay, and it went through that change. But even if you went outside and you saw the snake skin, at least the snake was there, right? But it went through a change. And I think a lot of people, fear snakes, and they would say that, okay, well, I'm okay to be seeing the snake skin. Okay, there's people that use that in, like, I'll say, spell work. Okay, um, and not even that. Maybe I shouldn't even say that, but I've read that can be used as a way. A snake skin can be used. I looked it up to see why would somebody want to work with a snake skin, right? I went to a metaphysical store, and I'm walking around in the metaphysical store, and here's this like tub or basket, and it's filled with snakeskin. And I'm like, wow, this is different. What's going on here? And she's like, yeah, people come in here, they buy them, and. So I went home and I looked it up to see, what is it used for? Well, you have to consider, if say you're trying to protect, you're trying to protect, you could use it as a way of a means of protection, because there's going to be people. Say somebody comes up on your porch, and you had a guess that you knew that there was going to be somebody coming, and you didn't want them to come, right? You didn't want them to keep walking towards your door. Okay, you had a feeling that you knew that they were coming. They warned you, or someone warned you, or whatever. Okay, and there's a lot of people that are scared of snakes. Okay, and if they saw a snake skin on your porch, or on near your front door or something like that, there are going to be people that are going to turn around and leave because they saw that snake skin. Okay, I looked it up. I came home, and I'm curious. Obviously, I like to collect information, and when I get information, obviously, when I get information, I like to come and share it with my viewers, obviously. Okay. Um, I went to the metaphysical store, saw the snake skin. What's it used for? And then I come, and one of the things it's used for is protection, because you could lay that out again on your front porch or something. Somebody sees that, somebody's coming. You've been warned. Okay, well, you're coming over. Okay, well, I'll be ready for you. And there's going to be those that are going to turn around because they see the snake skin, and if you see the snake skin, then where's the snake? Okay, just sharing that with you. But obviously, guys, again, it was the year of the snake, and snakes are about the snakes are a symbol of change. It's even said that if you see a snake or you see a snake skin, it's a sign that something, you can expect a change. That's what it's said to be. You can expect change. Okay. And why? Because it leaves its skin behind it. That's the way that it changes. So I wanted to share that with you guys. We left out of that year and the year of the snake, and now we are in the year of the fire horse. Okay. I don't want to get off track here, but falling apart. Okay. We're talking about total eclipse of the heart. But again, my idea, what I wanted to share with you guys, and I see a Tom Winchester 7. I want to say what's up to everybody. This is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me during this energy, this after effect energy of the guys. Thank you for giving me the follows. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. When things seem to be falling apart, things could be coming together. Okay, if you're going through something right now, it was so said that the year of the snake, 2025, was said to be going to be like a crazy chaotic year. And if you had a crazy chaotic year in the year 2025, that was supposed to be a wonderful a wonderful thing, because it's a sign of change. Things are what can I say? So we're recalibrating. Things are changing up. So, and that's what you want. You can't expect for your life to change if you don't change or something's not changing, right? There's got to be the signs. So, the thing about Bonnie Tyler, I just wanted to have you guys think about this, because Bonnie Tyler, the artist that, performed Total Eclipse of the Heart, she wasn't born with that iconic raspy voice. I did some research here about her. She wasn't born with that iconic voice, right? The raspy voice that comes with Total Eclipse of the Heart and whatever. I Need a Hero. What happened was she had to go through something. She had to go through something, and it led to that. Okay, it was, she was frustrated, and basically what led to that iconic, soulful, raspy voice for her. What happened was, we're going to say she just made it through the fire. We'll say, because we're talking about the year of this energy of the fire horse. I want you to think about that. Okay, in 1977. Bonnie Tyler, she had to undergo surgery for her vocal cords. She had vocal cord surgery, and that throat or vocal cord surgery changed her voice forever. Okay, and I think I have it down here in the notes, like, as some things, the notes kind of repeat themselves as I go down. I remember noticing that. It's these scrambled eggs I'm serving to you guys, right? But anyhow, just follow along with me. How she got that voice was, she had to go undergo surgery for her vocal cords. And when she had that surgery, it changed the sound of her voice. And I have to work my way down, but what happened was she got frustrated and she screamed. And I'll come back to that, because I have it in the notes, and I know it's on down in the notes, like how exactly it happened. But basically, I want you to just keep in mind, if you're going through something right now, it could be that you're going through something, so something better can come along. Like, not all accidents are bad things. Some good things were discovered through an accident. Okay, accidentally discovered. Okay, just keep that in mind. I want you guys to think about that. If you're going through something, like, don't give up, hang in there. Okay, because I know about it, because I've been going through a lot lately. I've been going through a lot. Last year was crazy chaotic for me, so I'm like, hey, something good is going on. Something awesome is about to take place in my life, because there's just been a lot of chaotic energy. So I'm just like, things are recalibrating. This change is going on for a reason. Things are falling apart to come together, right? And I just got to work with the energy of it and go with the flow, and put my work in too. But something's happening, and I'm seeing all these crazy synchronicities and stuff, right? Okay, so just want you guys to keep this stuff in mind. I'm going to work my way down through these scrambled up notes that I have here because of Mercury retrograde. I'll blame it on that. Okay, so again, that's what, changed her voice into that iconic, raspy, soulful voice that, Bonnie Tyler, okay? It turned her voice into like a force of nature, I'll say, a force of nature, okay? Now I'm going to go work my way down here. Okay, now I want you to think about the idea of the fire horse, because we are in the year, we have transitioned out of the year of the snake. We are now in the year of the fire horse, okay? And I want you to think about a steed. Guys, when I looked at the video, now I've talked about the song Total Eclipse of the Heart, right? Now I should have looked at that video. Everything was chaotic or whatever, but I started to think about it a little bit, and I'm wondering if maybe I should work on to the next, not talk about this song, because I had made up this huge, like, kind of, the video is going to be kind of spaced out longer because of this. But I'm seeing that this kind of makes sense to bring it in here. This might not be the last time that I'll talk about this song as well, because this song, the other song, I could save it for later, but I can't help it that I want to join this in with the total of Eclipse of the Heart, because Bonnie Tyler, with that iconic raspy voice of hers, she not only had the song Total Eclipse of the Heart, but she had another song called, um, oh, it wasn't I Need a Hero. The name of the song, I'm holding out for a hero. I'm holding out for a hero was the name of another song that, you know, Bonnie Tyler is well known for. Now, there might be some people, I love that song, really. I love the idea of the song. I checked out the video to the song. I think it's awesome. I like 80s music. I'm going to say here that here on my channel, I'm not just going to be talking about like one, just stick to one type of music. I have noticed that a lot of times I have did a lot of reviews and talked a lot about, for whatever reasons, a lot of my Sunset songs have actually turned out to be 80s songs. I like 80s music. I like 70s music. I like 60s music. You know, I like, you know, today's music in the 90s, early 2000s. I like a little bit of everything. And guys, if you leave a song on any of my videos, like here in the chat, or, you can leave a song on any of my videos. I'm hoping that you will choose to join me over on not Facebook. And Lord, I don't even want to talk about Facebook. I'm Shadow Girl Sherry, so I don't want to talk about Facebook. I don't want to talk about faces and all that different stuff. Like, you know, I'll get to it, but I'm not talking about faces and things like that. Not Facebook. I like to be mysterious. Okay, it's mysterious Shadow Girl Sherry. All right. And I think you guys like mystery too. Okay. Guys, leave it here in the comments. Do you like a good mystery? Do you like to read a mystery novel, or do you like to watch shows that deal with mysteries? Do you like scary movies? Guys, I'm trying to get you guys to kind of interact with me. But anyhow, the movie, I've already talked about the movie Urban Legend here. But if you have a sunset song, just a song that you like, it may have been a song that you were listening to, got you going for your commute to work or anything like that, you were singing in the shower for whatever reason, if there's some song you can't get out of your head, leave it here in the chat, or leave it on any of my videos here on TikTok. You're gonna, you know, obviously I hope that you will choose to like and share and all the different stuff here on TikTok. That's Shadow Girl Sherry, Sherry's Shadow Closet. I hope that you will choose to go ahead and join me over on YouTube. Over there, on YouTube, obviously my channel is called Sunset Songs. There are multiple channels that go by the name Sunset Songs, but my channel, Sunset Songs, when you click on it, right, Sunset Songs, you're going to hear me introduce myself as Shadow Girl Sherry, and obviously my channel is all about my personal journey with the law of attraction. Okay, and on any of those videos, if you leave a song, I'm not going to say that I'll get to it right away, but you might come on and it might be the sunset song. Okay, I'm always listening, always wanting to hear about new songs. I love music. I really do believe that music has a way in changing the way you feel. Okay, yeah. So I'll just say that. But so yeah, leave it here in the comments here, or on my channel on Sunset, you know, Sunset Songs on YouTube. Okay. And guys, I can't wait till I get to the point to where I have everything, you know, joined together. Everything's working in sync. I am a techno dummy. I am a techno dummy. And I shouldn't say it because that's being negative, because I'm learning, you know, I'm learning. But it's not, technology is not something that comes easily to me. It's just not. You know, it might just be because I am a Gemini, but I've talked about birth charts a lot. I've mentioned I'll say that. I haven't said that I've talked about it. I've mentioned birth charts. And I've said it before, I've been wanting to do videos about a birth chart. I had a way that I wanted to lay it out, but guys, I'm not going to make promises anymore. I'm going to deliver those videos when I have them together, when I can bring it together and deliver it in the right way to you. But I had a way that I want to do it. I'm still going to do it. It's just not, it's just not possible for me to deliver it in the timeline that I wanted to do it. And I'm not going to go into all that because that's just taking up too much time. And, you know, I want to deliver this message that I have right now to you guys. So basically, just leave a song, and you never know, it may be the Sunset Song. If I haven't heard it, I'll go and take a listen to the song. Whatever kind of music it is, a country song, R&B song, a rap song, a 60s song, 50s song, whatever, taken from a movie, you know, I love music. So just give me a chance, and I'll tell you what I think about, my honest opinion of the song. Okay. Whether the song, the message, whether I like the message or if I like the sound of the song or whatever. Okay. So anyhow, just, if you can leave a song here in the comments and engage, guys, I'd really appreciate it, guys. Just let me know that, you know, you're here with me. Okay. And guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Okay. So, but I can't wait till I was saying, I can't wait till I get to the point. I was also saying that in my birth chart, where the Gemini is supposed to be in my birth chart, it's not right in that house. So with that being said, my Gemini energy is a little bit mixed up, it's a little mixed up. And then, I'll just leave it at that. And I understand why now. I've looked into my birth chart, and, wow, I'm telling you guys, look at your birth chart. You would be surprised at how accurate it is. And I truly believe that when you start looking at your birth chart, I don't think that you have to just, I mean, you guys let me know what you think, but obviously it's there and it's letting you know what's up, what's been going on, why your life, the story's been the way it has been. But me being a Gemini, and my mind is always thinking, you know, that's a thing of Gemini. It's about thought, your head, and thinking and speaking and all that different stuff, speaking the thoughts that are in your mind and all that. And it's about the mind. Okay. Being that I'm a Gemini, I think a lot, and I looked at my birth chart, and I'm like, there's some things that I don't like, you know, I'm not fond of it. But I got into birth charts because I was wondering about, like, why are these things going on in my life? Why aren't these things going on in my life? And when I looked at my birth chart, everything made sense. Every tear I have ever cried, whether it has been a happy tear or a sad tear, I'm telling you, it's in my birth chart. Like, it's the story of my life. And I'll leave it at that. But, I'll leave it at that. But I can't wait till I get to the point where I said that I'm not the best with technology. I can't wait till I get to the point where I know how to sync my TikTok and my YouTube together. So whenever I'm going live on TikTok, I'm also going live on YouTube, because I feel like my YouTube channel it's suffering, like it's not taking off, or it's not getting the exposure that it should be getting. And there was someone that told me there, you know, before I went live, and they gave me the idea. They're like, you need to go live so you can build an audience. Like, you know, you can build an audience that way by going live. And they were definitely right. And I'm so glad I did. I was so nervous, but I'm glad that I did it. And I can't wait until I can fuse my TikTok and my YouTube together. So when I'm going live on TikTok, I'm also going live on YouTube. And because I need to get some traction over on my YouTube channel. All right. I can't wait till I get more subscribers. And guys, even from there, I want to expand on and join other platforms. I can't wait till, you know, I understand how to work all this stuff, because I'm going to do it. Like, that's the plan for me. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and keep reading from my notes. Okay, so I talked a little bit about total eclipse of the heart. But guys, in the video of, I wanted to make total eclipse of the heart the sunset song, but I can't help that I also I started thinking about the song I needed, Holding Out for a Hero, because Holding Out for a Hero was also performed by Bonnie Tyler. Okay, that iconic raspy voice. And I know that there's probably a lot of people, it was probably a real popular song when it came out. I didn't look it up to see how popular, but I can see that song being used time and time again. I'm just wondering how many how many times that song has been used, like in a movie, like in some during some action, like part of a movie, or how many times has that song been used in like a commercial or something like that, like it's been used. I bet you there's probably a lot of people that probably think that song is like cheesy or corny or whatever, but come on now, we all need a hero sometimes. If you're a damsel in distress, um we all need a hero. That might be why we watch different things that we watch. You want to watch these types of movies. You might be into like different types of sports. It's, you see that hero, like somebody that's fighting for what, I think you get what I'm saying, right? It's, we love men in uniforms. And guys, you probably love women in uniform, a female cop. I don't know. It, we it's just a hero. I don't know, a firefighter. I should be thinking about that because of the fact that this, again, I'm talking about the fire horse and the year of the fire horse. But I couldn't help that I thought about that song Holding Out for a Hero, even though I picked Total Eclipse from the Heart because of the synchronicity of watching that movie Urban Legend. I don't want to go over that again because I've said it a couple of times, the synchronicity that led me to even think about Total Eclipse of the Heart, because that wasn't what the original Sunset song was going to be for this episode. But because I watched Urban Legend, it played in the movie. Crazy synchronicity. And then the lunar eclipse was upon me like a day away. I changed the Sunset song, to Total Eclipse of the Heart. But not just that, I thought about the fact that Bonnie Tyler did Solar Eclipse of the Heart, but then because we're working with the year of the fire horse, and I'm thinking about that energy of that, look at the tarot card in the upper right hand corner, the energy of the Knight of Wands. I'm thinking about the Knight of Wands and just this kind of heroic or go get 'em, like this needs to get done attitude. And I'm thinking about the year of the fire horse. I thought about the fact that Bonnie Tyler also did Holding Out for a Hero. Guys, I looked up the video for Holding Out for a Hero, and here I had already started talking about the Knight of Wands because of this fire horse energy and all that. And you see the Knight, again, the Knight of, I don't know who's into tarot cards. Guys, do I have anybody in the house that's into tarot cards? You read tarot cards? You've had a tarot card reading, like you went to somebody else and they did your cards. I've been to like a tarot card reader before. There were things that were accurate, but eventually I got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to get my own deck. And I got my own deck, tarot deck and oracle decks. But basically, I got my first deck of tarot cards during COVID-19. And, it's, I just kind of feel like when you go to the store, you go to the metaphysical store, whatever, you're the one that looked and decided, okay, what deck am I going to get? Now, obviously there's the right or rate or whatever, but you could go and pick a different type of a deck. Okay. You could pick a different oracle deck. And it's like you go to the metaphysical store and it's like, just like you see like a puppy at the pet store, it seems like there is a deck that kind of reaches out to you and it's like, that's the one. I'm going to get that one. So you kind of built this kind of connection with it. I feel from the moment you look at it and it kind of, that's the one. Then you go and you put it in your hands. You take it up to the register, whatever. Then you bring it home and you bring it in your surroundings. It's in your surroundings, in your home. Maybe you keep them in your car, whatever you do. They're picking up on your energy. My best friend had actually had given me the idea, okay, think about the number 3. So before you're going to do a reading, you have a question in your mind. She's just like, she had seen where, take your tarot cards and put them under your pillow and let them pick up on your energy for like 3 days, 3 nights, and then do your reading and see how accurate it is. Just an idea. Okay. But in the upper right hand corner here, the tarot card that you're looking at is the Knight of Wands. I do think, depending on how big of a screen, like you're looking at this lot, tuning into this live from, you can see more detail. And I do think that this was like I just got this, I came up with this picture with AI, and this is what I came up with. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to be talking about the Knight of Wands. I want a little Knight of Wands tarot card in the upper right-hand corner. But I do think that Knight is spelled wrong. But I'm just going to tell you that is the tarot card. It's the Knight of Wands. So when I thought about the energy of the Knight of Wands and then the Fire Horse energy, it came to me. I'm like, okay, I'm talking about Bonnie Tyler. Here's the song, the Total Eclipse of the Heart, because this is a total lunar eclipse. Okay. So I use the song Total Eclipse of the Heart as the sunset song. I couldn't help that I thought about the fact that Bonnie Tyler also obviously did the song Holding Out for a Hero. I go and I look up the video, and it shouldn't have been much of a surprise that in the video, and I hope that you'll go and look at it, for yourself, that there is horses in the video holding out for a hero. Obviously, there's a man like coming in on a horse, and he's coming. If I can remember right, there's like a fiery like house, and it's the idea of somebody coming to save, like a hero's coming in. There's a house on fire, and I've actually, and I can't keep going off into Wonderland. I'm a Gemini, so I have a tendency to do that. In my birth chart, I was looking up information, and I went and I looked up a certain house, a certain point in my birth chart, and I actually found, when I was looking up information, there was on the internet, I'm looking up this, about this certain house and this lineup, and I found where there was a horse on the outside of a house that was burning. Okay. And that was a while ago I saw that, because I've been looking at my birth chart for maybe a little bit over a year now, maybe 2 years. Okay. Still studying it, not, an expert, but I've seen enough to know this is my birth chart. Right. And I looked at the video, checked out the video to Holding Out for a Hero. And when I looked up the video for Holding Out for a Hero, here's horses, and there's like a guy riding in on a horse, and he's coming in as a hero. Okay. And I'm trying to remember every little thing. I should have watched the video right before I went live, but I watched it maybe the night before last, something like that. And there's horses in the video. Somebody's a hero's riding in on a horse. There's a burning house. Bonnie Tyler at one point is like lying across a bed. And, you see these women in different like dresses, they're white dresses, and they're flowy like this dress that I have featured here in this, this image here. The dresses are white and they're real flowy, and it's like these, they need a hero. Okay. And somebody's coming to save them. Okay. And I just thought it was funny that I came up with all this song and everything. And then I go and I look in a video, and here's, a man riding in on a horse to save, to save. Okay. And here's the house. There's a horse. There's a burning house. Here's the hero riding in on the horse. Here's the The women in the flowy white dresses. Um, okay, I'm trying to remember the video. I think I see like lassos being thrown, and that makes me think about, have you ever heard about like lassoing, like to lasso like the moon down, to like try to pull it down? Okay. These are just things that are coming to the top of my mind. Um, okay, what else did I see in the video? Bonnie Tyler, you see the lassos in the video. The man's riding in on the horse. He's got a lasso and he's throwing it around and whatnot. You can see how fast the horse is moving, to the man can be the hero. Bonnie Tyler's laying across the bed talking about her dreams and things like this. She's having these dreams. She has and I'm just kind of clearing my throat. My throat's getting a little raspy, raspy like Bonnie's, I guess. And I need to take a drink of water. She's lying across the bed, and at one point she's looking at a frame, and I believe there's a man in the frame, and he might be on a horse or something like that. But she's looking at a picture frame, and there's something in the picture frame, obviously an image. I'm just kind of having a hard time remembering it, but I hope you go and look at the video. Just trying to remember all the things that I saw in the video, but I just thought it was so funny that all this came together like this, right? Holding out for a hero, and these are the images and things that were in the video. And here I was thinking about the Knight of Wands. Okay, so that's why I put that in the upper right hand corner. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read some more of the information that I have. Okay, I actually looked up. There was something that came to me about a steed. I know what it was. Okay. When I was looking up information about the different horses in the tarot, because that was another video, and I don't want to give things away. Okay. I'm going to be coming back and bringing that video to you. And there's another video that I was meaning to bring out, but again, technology got mixed up and I didn't get to deliver it when I wanted to deliver it. But there's another event that's going to be coming in down the line. I might wait for that to deliver it, or I could just say it anytime during this year, because this is the year of the fire horse, right? But I was thinking about, the Knight of Wands and talking about the energy of the Knight of Wands. And then when I go, I look up information about the Knight of Wands and even about the fire horse. And this word steed is mentioned. And I'm like, what's a steed? So I go and I looked up, what's the definition of a steed? And it's here somewhere. But guys, I looked up that information because I was looking up information about the horses in the tarot and the Knight of Wands. Like, which one do I want to talk about, focus on more in this video for the fire horse year? In this particular video. And I thought the one that would fit most, would align with this video the best, would be the Knight of Wands. So I put that, image in here in this, right? And as I'm looking up information, to, make my notes and whatnot, I go and I find out, I see this word steed. So then I look it up, and I'll be reading the very definition of what a steed is, like what a steed means, because I never heard of it. And then I go, and it came to me the idea of Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero. Guys, she says the word steed in the song. Guys, it's another synchronicity. That's why I felt called. Even if I was going to have to bring this video to you guys a day late, I wanted to share these synchronicities with you so that you could collect it. I want to share it with you, and I want you to claim the energy as your own as well. I'm sharing it with you. This is an exchange. You're watching the video, so I want to share with you. And I just want to say that if you want to claim the energy, you're feeling it, I just want you to leave a comment. I want you to say something like claim, or maybe say the word abundance or something like that to claim the energy, okay? But anyhow, so I'm going to keep on reading. Okay, so I'm thinking about the fact that we just came in the year of the fire horse. So we had kind of like New Year's Eve. We had New Year's Eve on December 31st. Then we had New Year's Day. But then we had the official start of the Fire Horse year. I think it was said to be on February the 17th February the 17th, when we had that Aquarius solar eclipse. That's where the Fire Horse is running in. It was a solar eclipse. So think about that Fire Horse running in, okay? It's a steed, okay? And again, I didn't even know what a steed was. I look up information about the Knight of Wands. They're saying a steed. I'm thinking, well, okay, kind of explain to me what a steed is. And I just said seed, okay? So I want you to think, when I accidentally said that, I thought about steed, but I said seed. So I want you to think about, guys, what seeds are you trying to plant right now? Because you want that seed to grow into something, okay? I want you to think about that. Think about that when it comes to manifestation. Think about that when you think thoughts, when you're doing things. What seeds are you planting? That just came to me. Okay, so here's this idea of the steed, and then I go and I look up the song. I'm gonna check out the video too, Holding Out for a Hero. And in the song, I look up the lyrics as well, and I think I have the correct lyrics. You know, sometimes AI will come back. I've noticed it'll come back and it'll give me the wrong lyrics. So if I say something, when I go and I start in this, I'm hoping that I can pull up the lyrics to the song Holding Out for a Hero, and maybe I'll get Total Eclipse of the Heart in. I don't know if I have that here in my notes, but I do believe the one that it got crazy, mixed up energy here, scrambled eggs. We're having scrambled eggs for breakfast, for dinner, we'll say, right? This is just how it all came together. This is how it all came together. So I want you to think about that, the fact that we left out of that year of the snake. You think about New Year's Eve, and then you think about we're coming into this new year. Okay. So I'm thinking about New Year's Eve and the fact that there were fireworks. You may have been, seen fireworks when the new year came in, from New Year's Eve into New Year's Day. 12 o'clock, you may have seen fireworks. So I'm going to make you think about fireworks. And then I'm going to have you picture in your mind fireworks. And I want you to pivot from a firework to the year of the fire horse. So that energy of a firework has transformed and transitioned into a fire horse. Okay. So we got a spark, we got the fireworks, and now it's turned into a fire horse, and he's riding in. Now, maybe you're riding that horse, or maybe it's the idea of a new love coming in for you. Now, that's kind of like a hero, right? Maybe it's your manifestation coming in fast, like a fire horse. I just want you to think about the energy of fire horse, and this is the year of the fire horse. Okay, this is said to be a year where people are really going to be stepping into their own. They're going to be separating from things that no longer work for them. And, there's going to be things that are going to fall apart. Okay. And that is one of the lyrics I do believe in, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Okay. So, but again, I want you to think about a firework, a spark, a firework of New Year's Eve. And then I want you to think about that transitioning into a fire horse. Okay. And that's the energy we're in now. So transitioning from firework to fire horse. And this is the steed and the hero. Okay. So in this era, a steed isn't just a horse. It's the power you're riding. Maybe you're kind of going into a battle, or something's coming in, to work out for you. Okay. I want you to think about that. Okay. Now I want you to think about that Knight of Wands tarot card. It's the Knight of Wands energy. This is the Knight of Wands energy. Okay. Pure action, movement, and passion. Okay. As the lyrics go. Okay. And this is a little bit of the lyrics from Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie, that this raspy, iconic voice Bonnie Tyler, it comes from her. It's like a force of nature. Okay. All right. So it's the Knight of Wands energy, pure action, movement, and passion, as the lyrics go. Okay. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be fresh from the fight. Now, again, guys, if anything is jumbled or scrambled up about that, if I didn't get the lyrics perfectly right, it's AI. It's AI messed up, and because I've noticed that sometimes the technology for me it's screwed up, and I'm just like, I got to go back and look it up, because I'm like, there's been other songs I've looked up and I want the lyrics, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a part of the lyrics. What happened here? So you got to kind of correct it, course correct here. Okay, so again, I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. He's got to be strong, and he's got to be fast, and he's got to be fresh from the fight. And I would be thinking it would be fresh for the fight. I don't know. Anyhow, you get what I'm saying, guys. Just follow me here. Okay. So we aren't just waiting for a hero, guys. You may consider yourself to be becoming the rider of that fire horse. I guess you kind of choose, fill in the blank there. Like, what are you working with? Or you see what I'm saying? Okay, so this was where something got mixed up here. This was definitely mixed up. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this I Need a Hero would be an anthem that would go perfect with the Knight of Wands tarot card. It just fits together. It's aligned. And I'm saying it's aligned. But again, when it comes to the Knight of Wands, I'm also thinking of kind of like no strings and no old patterns. We don't want to bring in old patterns with us. Like there's going to be patterns and things that you're going to want to drop out of your life so that you can transition and move forward into that fire horse energy. Okay. So the old patterns, and guys, is there something you're trying to leave behind? Okay. There's something you're not feeling no more. No strings moving forward. Just the raw rhythmic drive of someone who knows exactly where they are headed during this blood moon timeline. This is what I want you guys to think about. Okay. All right. As we move forward, I also want you to consider the idea of Virgo, the Virgo energy. It's Virgo deals in the element of earth. Okay. So I kind of want you to think about a horse. I'm just thinking about a horse and its heavy like hooves, and that, the hooves like touching earth, and it's a heavy kind of grounding kind of sense to it. Okay. There's a little grounding there, but at the same time, I'm thinking about that with the Virgo because it's the element of earth. Okay. But there's chaos there because we've got the element of earth, but then we also have fire. Okay. So this is a chaotic kind of energy that's going on. And I'm wondering who is feeling the chaotic energy right now. Like, is there anybody here? Have you been feeling like I said that this live, I think I titled it, After the Fact Effects. And what I meant by that is, what are you feeling right now? Are you having fatigue? Are you worked up? Are you feeling out of balance? You're experiencing headaches? Yeah, I've been experiencing headaches and things like that, and it's just a chaotic energy. I feel it anyway. All right. So and when you think about that Virgo energy, and as we move forward, I want you to remember, think about your health, refining your health. This is the idea of Virgo. Analyze your work. Analyze your work, and because Virgos can be analytical. And I've noticed that Virgos, they pay a lot of attention to detail. They're about details. Virgos are known to be stable, and um, that stability most likely has come, there's some hard work in there. There's some hard work in there. Stability. This is just what's coming to me. Okay. Disciplined. Um, so I just want you to think about the transition from the fire horse, or from the firework, the spark, the firework, and then that changing or transforming into the fire horse, because that's what's arrived now, the fire horse. Okay. Now, okay. All right. Okay. I'm looking through here, and I'm just looking through the notes and seeing what I like the most to deliver to you guys, what I want to deliver, because some things aren't, it didn't, it just didn't go, it didn't keep the notes in the way that oh God, gosh, guys, goddess, gosh, whatever. I had everything laid out in just this perfect manner, and technology, I'll blame it on Mercury retrograde. Things went a little bit haywire. So I'm just going to bring to you what I like the best with from my notes. Okay, because it didn't save. And it's said that during Mercury retrograde, be careful. Make sure this is a time where things are going to be mixed up. Chaotic energy, technology is going to be going haywire, it's going to be going nuts. Just think before you act, and think about because there's the fire horse energy. You might want to propel forward, but be careful at the same time, because Mercury retrograde. Okay. um Make sure that you check over things, make sure that things are correct, things are being sent in the right direction. Think about emails, think about texts that you're sending. Make sure that you send it to the right person. Okay. Or okay. um yeah. So anyhow, guys, let me keep going here. So we are moving toward the full moon, which now we're there. These were the notes that I had written out. But so we are in the energy of the full worm moon lunar eclipse. Okay. And the full moon, it felt like you know, it it hung high or whatever. It yesterday. Okay. Yesterday. This was the full worm moon, and we had that lunar eclipse. Okay. And this is just a time of deep transition. Just as the earth softens and life begins to stir, this eclipse is pulling us out of old patterns. Now, when I say that, think about the worm moon, and the fact that right now, the reason why this full moon is called the worm moon is said that you can work with the energy of a full moon or new moon. This is the information I want to give to you. 3 days before, the time of the fact, and 3 nights after. You can use it for like manifestation or release, whatever you're going to use it for. But again, because this is an eclipse, there are those that say it's not a good time to work with to be purposely manifesting. We're always manifesting, whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not. It's so said that you're always manifesting. But at the same time, you could be doing that without thinking about it. You don't know about it. So what you don't know, you don't know it. Okay. And I used to be that way. I didn't know. And just thinking thoughts, saying things, talking bad about myself, kind of maybe sometimes listening to what somebody else thought about me. And then I'm taking what they thought and I'm letting it seep into my mind. I am a Gemini. So I'm thinking about conversations or what I may have heard. Somebody may have said something about me or whatever. And it's just like, are you going to hold that in your mind, or you're going to get rid of it? Like, you got to know who you are. Okay. So, I hope all this is coming out to you guys right. So anyhow, but think about that worm moon And the worm moon, the idea of it is, I should have wrote down better notes about that, but I already had, but it got all mixed up, Mercury retrograde and everything. Um, right now, earthworms are obviously, and this is a Virgo right now, Virgo energy as well. But think about the fact, worm moon, um, the earthworms are starting to rise and move around and all that different stuff. Okay, so that's the idea of the full worm moon. Okay, um, this is the Virgo energy in action. Okay, um, analyzing our routines, um, kind of purging, or think about getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Like if you're moving forward, you have to get rid of things that no longer serve you. And that's something that I really have to work on. I really have to do that. I think that's been something, like very prominent thing in my life anyhow. And just basically, guys, when we're doing these things, we're preparing for a rebirth. There's a rebirth going on, okay? Again, now this is a little bit about Bonnie Tyler. Think about the resilience of Bonnie Tyler. Again, I would say it again. She was born on June the 8th. She didn't always have that iconic gritty sound. It was a 1977, again, throat surgery that changed everything. Okay. Instead of letting it stop her, she leaned into that rasp, turning it into a force of nature. We're talking about her voice. Okay. That is the energy we are bringing into this blood moon timeline, taking our scars and turning them into our greatest strengths. Okay. This is just what I think about when I think about Bonnie Tyler. Okay. The song and, what she went through. Okay. And you might be going through something right now, but this is my message. Hang in there and keep going. Okay. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. This is my message to you, okay? Guys, I want to thank everybody for who's joining me right now. Again, let me keep moving forward. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, moving forward. I don't really want to read that the part that I had right there. I'm just kind of trying to refine this. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit. I see something here that I like about the Knight of Wands tarot card. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the Knight of Wands tarot card, which that the Knight of Wands, you can look at it right here in the right hand, the upper right hand corner. I made sure that I put a little bit of a visual of the Knight of Wands tarot card. Depending on where you're watching this from, like how big of a screen or whatever you're watching on, maybe you're just watching on your phone, whatever. But depending on how you're watching this, the bigger, obviously, the better detail you're going to see. The Knight of Wands, it kind of looks like it came out to spell right or something like that. Something like that. But I'm recording this video from my phone, so it's fairly small. But I just want you to have a reference here, and I put the Knight of Wands tarot card in the upper right hand corner, and that's what I'm talking about right now. The Knight of Wands tarot card. And guys, I want to thank everyone who is joining me. I see Shane's of, I don't want to pronounce anybody's name wrong, but guys, thank you guys so much for joining me. This is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I hope you are enjoying this message as much as I am enjoying delivering it to you. Okay. I had put a lot of work into this layout, and when I saw that it got scrambled up, I didn't like the idea, but I'm just like, okay, anytime something gets scrambled up, I think about scrambled eggs, right? And I love scrambled eggs, and I love breakfast for dinner. That's just me, okay? But anyhow, let me keep going, okay? So we're talking about the Knight of Wands, okay? This isn't just a card, it's a movement. It's the fire horse. I want you to think about the Knight of Wands and think about this year of the fire horse, okay? The steed that is ready and available for the ride. as Bonnie sings in Holding Out for a Hero. Okay. I'm going to read you a little bit of the lyrics. I hope these are correct again because, sometimes AI messes up. Okay. But guys, just think of the song and, let it play in your heart, let it play in your mind. And I'm going to read these lyrics. Okay. And hopefully they're totally correct because, again, technology. I had some little things. Sometimes I'll ask to look up the lyrics and sometimes they're right. And then there's been times where I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the lyrics to the song. So just hold out with me here. Okay. So this is what I've got. As Bonnie sings in Holding Out for a Hero, I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. He's got to be strong. He's got to be fat. I'm sorry. I'm holding out for a hero to the end of the night. He's got to be strong and he's got to be fast and he's got to be fresh from the fight. I thought it was fresh for the fight, but anyhow. Okay. So in this timeline, I want you to think about this time that we are in, this timeline. We're holding the reins. So we are holding the reins. So I want you to think about the direction of your thoughts. I want you to think about with that being said, I want you to think about the direction of your thoughts, the words that you are speaking, especially the words you speak when you look in the mirror. Okay. All right. You hold the reins. Okay. And we got this. All right. We're going to say we got it. It's chaotic, but we got it. Right. And we got each other. We got each other. Like, click, share, subscribe. We're building a community and we're riding forward. Okay. That's my idea here. Okay. So yes, let's kind of look at it, look at ourselves as heroes in our own lives. When we think positive thoughts, we do positive things and we take those reins. That's when we become the hero that's tossing and turning and dreaming. Like, that's a bit of a lyric in the song. Tossing and turning and dreaming of what you need. Okay, just think about that. And think about the steed. Okay, you are the one riding that steed into the next chapter. Okay. Now, let's say a little bit about the alignment of that 333. When you see 333, that's an angel number, okay? You might see it on the clock, 3:33 a.m., 3:33 p.m., might see it on a license plate, whatever. But I especially like when you see it on a license plate, that really sticks out. Okay, that sticks out. But when I see it, when I see a number, a repeated number on the clock, 3:33, 3:33, 4:44, the number that I've been seeing an awful lot lately. Now I've seen the 3:33 since we've been in this energy. I have noticed that I've seen it, right? Like it's the universe communicating, right? And I said that earlier in the video, but a number that I'm noticing, I see angel numbers, and there's times where I see, it seems like one number seems to keep reaching out to me. And the number that I've been noticing that's been reaching out to me a lot lately is 111. I said it earlier. Even when I plugged my phone in, my phone was at 33% at one point today. I wanted to get it, up to 100. So it's at 33%. I plugged it in and it said 33%, where you're at. But it's going to be in 1 hour and 11 minutes. You will be at a full charge. So guys, I want you to claim this energy because it wouldn't have to be that you would be listening to this live. It's 8:55 at night, and there are some people that might already be in bed by now. Okay, but for whatever reason, you're here listening to this live. Okay, even later on, there are going to be those that may watch. I'm hoping there will be those that will watch this video on another blue moon or blue moon. I said a blue moon. Okay. Another blood moon. Okay. And, but maybe there will be those that will be pulled in, to watch this video just because they like what they saw. Like they like, the image that I have. And I hope, I like that too. Right. That's something I was going for. But I do, I did read that the next blood moon, like this blood moon was, pretty significant, like 3:33 a.m., March the 3rd. Come on now. But this is going to be, we're not going to have another I say blue moon. What in the world is going on? Blood moon until I do believe it's New Year's Eve of 2028. And see, it all lines up because I've been talking about New Year's Eve already. I talked about New Year's Eve. I talked about fireworks, and it just came to me. Yeah, it's going to be New Year's Eve. I do, and there's another 3 again because it's almost 3 years. There's another 3 again because it's almost 3 years. So just think about this number 3, okay? 3 is the number of creation, and I first found out about the number 3 being the number of creation when I read the book The Secret. That was the first book that I read when I got into like the law of attraction. It was The Secret. Okay. And yeah, and this, okay guys, this is another thought that came to me. I'm just going to share this. The way that I found out about I really started first, it was Oprah. Oprah really brought that idea of the law of attraction. I think she really got that started at one point. She started bringing that more and more to the light. Oprah Winfrey. Okay, and I had wanted to buy, a book about the law of attraction. I wanted to buy the book The Secret, but I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off or whatever. And finally, I was going through some things, and there was another thing that happened that made me realize that there was something that I really wanted to manifest. And it's often said, there's another book called The Law of Attraction, Abraham Hicks, okay? And it says in the book that it's either the law of attraction or the book Ask and It Is Given. And I do believe it's Abraham Hicks. And it said in the book that, you manifested the fact that you bought the book. Like there was there must have been a desire that was desiring you in the same way you desire it. You have this desire so deep, and that's the reason why you're holding the book in your hand. It's because that desire still wants you just as much as you want it. And it's just like, don't put that desire away on the bookshelf. Don't pack it away. Don't pack it away. It's still yours. You just have to get on the right timeline, okay? So, but what I was getting at was, there was actually, somebody had taken me to a particular place. And, when I went to this, like, I think it was, yeah, wrestling was on TV. And, there was a wrestler that went by the name Ryback. And Ryback was talking about how a year earlier he had been in this, he was in this really bad state of mind. And he started reading the book The Secret. And he just started talking about the power of your mind and how powerful it is. And people don't know, like it's a secret. People don't know how powerful their own mind is. So he read the book, and he was making the suggestion, go get the book, because he was talking about where he was a year before that. Like 1 year ago, this is where I was at, and this is where I am now. Like he was in the middle of that WWE wrestling ring. Okay. But then he was talking about where he had been like a year ago and how far he had come because he started using his mind in a better way. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you, but that's how I got reminded. It came up into my mind. It came up to me to start. That's how I got into the law of attraction, because I kept putting it off. I knew that I wanted to read the books that had been mentioned, like Oprah and all that different stuff. I knew I wanted to read it, but I was reading other books. One of my favorite authors is V.C. Andrews, and I was more so reading her books. And then it just so happened that her books started coming to life because Lifetime started did a remake of her book, Flowers in the Attic. Lifetime did a remake because there was a 80s version of it. And then Lifetime gave it life again, redid it, and we got Flowers in the Attic all over again. So it got brought to life again. And I'll say another thing when it comes to if you're having a hard time, because I got, this is just coming to my mind because I'm talking about VC Andrews. I've mentioned Ryback and how he said he had been through all this stuff and he had to get his mind right. And then at that point, he's 1 year he's here, and then a year later he finds himself in the WWE. Like, this breakthrough came for him. The breakthrough, he finally got that break that he needed. Okay, and then I'm thinking about, I mentioned one of my favorite authors, VC Andrews. I admire VC Andrews. She's deceased, but her story, she was confined to a wheelchair. And, you're thinking about somebody sitting in one spot. And she used that time and that space and turned it into something positive because she started using her mind. She had these stories in her mind, and some of her books, or in her movies, you notice that if you watch them, you will see that she put parts of herself and her own story in her movies and in the books. Because I think, yeah, I don't know if VC Andrews had passed away before her book had got, changed into a movie. I'd have to look that up. But VC Andrews, she had quite an unfortunate story. She was in a wheelchair. She was confined to like a wheelchair. She took that time and that negativity and she turned it into a positive. And she was writing her books, and at first publishers didn't want to publish her books because of Flowers in the Attic, because of the things that were in the book. Like it was seen as definitely like inappropriate because there is incest in the book and in that story. But it's such an interesting story. And obviously, I think that, her books are a lot of times like bestsellers. And they were taken from book form and put to life through a movie. So Lifetime, guys. And even before that, there was the original Flowers in the Attic. So I just want to remind you of these things if you're going through something right now. Like, don't give up. You don't know what's ahead. This could be you might be being put through something, like put through the fire. And I don't want to say, you're being burned. I don't want to say that. But you're going through something because it's leading you to something else. Okay. So I just want to say that. So hang in there. But anyhow, just thinking about that number 333 alignment. Okay. So when you see 333, remember it is your confirmation. The universe is aligned with your transformation. It's aligning with your transformation. Okay. Let's see. It's reminding it is, let me see my notes, because guys, I don't live alone. And the video has gone on for quite a bit. Guys, I might have to come back and talk a little bit more about this tomorrow. And have like a part 2, I guess, to it. Because guys, this energy stretches on out. It stretches beyond this. It said that when you have a solar eclipse, it reaches far or any kind type of eclipse. The energy from it's a transformative energy. So I could still talk a little bit about this tomorrow. And even when it comes to the full worm moon, you can work with the energy of a new or full moon 3 days before it. If you're working like manifestation, you're deliberately, like, you're thinking thoughts and you're thinking, okay, I'm doing rituals, I'm doing things with this in mind. I'm planting this seed, right? Okay. 3 days before the fact, the night or day of the fact, 3 nights, 3 days after the fact. Now that's when it comes from the energy of a new moon, a full moon. And then again, with this eclipse, we're going to think about what you're doing right now. Think about, your diet. There's a lot of people in the spiritual community that even go so deep as they think about like what they're eating, because, stay hydrated, drink lots of water. because your body is like, I think like over 70% water. And think about your dreams. Like, it said that the universe is trying to kind of, your dreams might be more involved. Like there could be like a message that's trying to come through to you in your dreams. Because think about your mind. Like, don't you think if you are, everybody believes in what they believe in, but, um, think about the Psalms. I mean, if the Bible, okay, it's numbers, okay, and it's kind of like, I would say like God communicating, and the numbers, the 333, the universe. You could call it God, you could call it the universe, you could call it the goddess, whatever you call it. I don't know, what you work with. But there's going to be things that might be trying to reach out to you even more during this time. And, it's a dreamy energy. Drink lots of water. The moon has an effect on the tides and stuff, like the ocean, all bodies of water and all that. So you are a body of water because your body is I think I do believe it's over 70% water. So try to drink lots of water, stay hydrated. It's said to watch what your diet. But you can look into all that yourself. And guys, I'm definitely not a doctor. I'm not even a guru. Like this is my personal journey, and we're doing this thing together. I'm just trying to keep it real and keep it magical. And when there's something negative, transmute it. And we're doing this thing together. But because this is a blood moon, just something just came to me. I'm not a guru. This is all about my personal journey and where I'm trying to take you by the hand, and we're going to listen to music and do this thing. Okay. But at the same time, and I'm not a guru. Definitely not a doctor. Okay. Something's just telling me that this is a blood moon. So just think about, think about your health. Like, I'm thinking about, for whatever reason, I'm thinking about diabetes. I'm thinking about, your blood sugar. Maybe think about, how's your blood work? Like how, just think about it. Like, have you made sure that you've had, tests that you might be at a point in your life where maybe, you should get some kind of, blood work or something just looked into. Just think about it. Just think about it. And if you don't even want to do that, then just consider your diet. Think about exercise. We're getting ready to go into that time. Things are going to be warming up. You can use the universe as, the outside is your gym. Go walk in the park, go run a lap, go walk the trail, go walk a trail. You see, I'm trying to say that that's kind of like myself, kind of, sort of. That doesn't really look like me, but anyhow, you get the idea. She's on a trail. You see the trail behind her, I'll say me, whatever, all of us, there's a trail behind, in the woods. You might want to go walking. Hey, horseback riding, that'd be a fun thing during the year of the fire horse. Running, walking, jogging, um, just think about these things and think about the fact that summer's coming, and, you might want a beach body. I don't know. You might want a bikini body. I don't know. But anyhow, guys, basically what I'm saying is I don't live alone. It's not exactly late, but we all have different things that we're doing. And, tomorrow I could actually still, the energy of the full moon is still out there. So, depending, I'm going to try my best to come back within at least the next couple of, I don't want to make promises, but I didn't get to finish up on I have more notes, and I want to make a note of where I am. And if I don't put these notes in a video, like within the next couple of days, guys, I am Shadow Girl Sherry, and I am a Gemini. Geminis are always thinking, okay? And I will find some kind of way to bring this subject up and work it into another video. So one way or the other, what notes I did not use that are still here, I'm going to make a note of it, and hopefully I'll be able to bring it back to you some other time. But I think that for now, I've been on for a good while, and I don't live alone, so I got to consider that. But right now, I'm going to quickly say, guys, right now it's 9/11. 9/11 was the very first angel number that reached out to me. Okay. One thing that I saw about the angel number 9/11, I was talking about blood work here just a little bit ago. um one of the first things that I saw about the angel number 911 is, think about the fact that 911 um can actually be used as 911, like call for help, like you need help, like maybe an ambulance, something like that. um these are just the things that are coming to me, but not only are they coming to me, it was one of the first things that I saw when I looked up the number. It wouldn't have to be mean a bad thing. You know, ambulance can come and pick up a mother, a woman that's pregnant and about to have a baby. Okay. So it can be a positive thing, you know, but that's just one of the things, one of the first things that I read about the number 911. So I'm not saying good or bad, whatever, but 911 also, like again, 911, I'll say 911, ambulance. Um, so I'm just saying, you know, just think about, you know, being careful. I did say a blood moon. So think about, you know, how healthy you are. These are just messages that are coming to me. But I did see the time 911. So I wanted to share that the very first time, the very first angel number that that I noticed ever. A lot of people talk about 1111, but I didn't even, I was like in my 30s before I ever even heard anybody say anything about 1111, and I'm not lying to you. Yeah, I was, yeah, gosh, and here I am, that number three. I've never even said anything about my age, but I hope everybody knows, for the most part, I'm not in my 20s. I would love to know how would you guys have thought I was, that how the age you think I am by my voice and all that, but I gave something away right there. But anyhow, 30s. But and then there's the number 333. But 911 was the very first angel number that ever reached out to me. And it was a chaotic time in my life. I went through a lot of changes at that point. So I just wanted to share that with you, but I want you to call in change and think positive thoughts. And you know, when you take care of your health, and you know, make sure that you're up on the things that you need. And I'm not saying that I'm big on a lot of medicine. I'm not. I'm really not. I would love to be as natural as I can be. I just have a hard time with that. But these are just the things that I wanted to share with you guys. Um, but I'm gonna have to close this down just because of the fact that you know, I share my living like space with others, and I got to be respectful. But guys, I want to thank you all so much for joining me, guys. This is crazy. I've been on my phone for a while. I'm doing this live. I forget where my phone was at when I first started this live. Um, but guys, I'm not lying to you. Right now, my phone, I just noticed it's at 33%. So there's been a lot of threes. There's a lot of three kind of energy that's going on right now. And guys, I just want you to work with that energy, claim it as your own, and think about that fire horse. And yeah, I'm gonna have to come back and talk a little. I'll weave these notes in somewhere. It may be the next couple of days. I might come back and this talk about this full moon or the lunar eclipse and the energy of it, or I might transition it and work it into another video. But I'm not going to make any promises, but somewhere along the line, I like the stuff that I came up with, so I'll bring it to you guys, but I'm going to have to close down for now. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'm wondering how many people joined me for this live. I can't wait to find out. The other morning when I got on, the first time I went live in the morning, it was almost 200 people that joined me that early in the morning. I want to thank you so much. Really, really, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. I hope that you've enjoyed this live as much as I've enjoyed making it. But for right now, Shadow Girl Sherry is going to have to figure out again. I keep forgetting how to close down. But guys, I could talk longer into the night. I got to be respectful. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. And for right now, you might hear me mumbling a little bit and whatever, because I'm trying to figure out how to shut this down. But I got to be respectful. But, I'm here for a little bit longer until I figure out how to shut the live down. I see someone saying faith over fear. Yes, that was something else that I've been hearing a lot, and I've been wanting to talk about faith over fear. And I just saw that someone said faith over fear. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for saying that. It's an awesome concept or idea to spread out. Okay, faith over fear. Um, Trying to figure out, and that just made me think of the group Tears for Fears. Tears for Fears, guys. That made me think of that. Anyhow, let me figure out how to close this down. Um, oh gosh, I hope I don't mess up. Let's see what's going on here. Um, oh boy. What am I doing? Oh boy. Okay, tap again. Oh, guys. Okay. Guys, I see that there are some people that are still on. I still have some viewers. I'm so sorry, but I am going to have to end this live. I can't wait to see how many people join me tonight. Because guys, you didn't have to. The fact that you joined me tonight, being that this is after the fact, I did title this. I believe I titled this because I can't see it. After the fact effects. I think because I'm wanted to talk about the effects of that's. I figured that's the way that I could, align back in on the idea of what took place yesterday, Tuesday, March the 3rd. We had that solar or that lunar eclipse, a blood moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, and it was a blood moon. The fact that you guys joined me tonight, and the idea that the energy was intense, and it was yesterday, really. The fact that you guys joined me tonight, I want to thank you so much, because you could have picked something else to look at, to view. There's so many other people that are, most likely going live right now. And the fact that you picked me, it, yeah. I would just want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. This is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I'm gonna have to sign out, guys. Thank you much for so much for joining me, guys. I love you guys, and I'll be joining you again soon. I'm trying to show up as much as I can whenever I can fit some time in to deliver a message to you. Okay, because I like to give you time. I don't like to rush, and when I get on, I want to talk. That's me. I'm a Gemini. So anyhow, guys, thank you so much for joining me. This is Shadow Girl Sherry, and I'm going to be signing out. Thank you so much, and good night, and take care.